Good morning, students. Welcome back in your YouTube channel Attri Academy again with the second part of the lesson, the crop production and the management of 8th class science. That's a second part of the video. In the first part of the video, we studied what are crops, type of the crops, the Kharif crops and the Rabi crops, and various activities which are performed by the farmers, the preparation of the soil, then the sowing of the seed, and how to differentiate the healthy and unhealthy seeds, and what are the different conditions for the germination of the seeds. Now you can watch this video at Attri Academy channel in the playlist. When you will go to Attri Academy channels in the playlist of 8th class English medium science videos, you will get the first part of the first chapter of 8th class science, the crop production and the management. Now it is the second part of the video. Let me begin it. After the two activities we have studied in the part first, the first activity which is the preparation of the soil, and the second is sowing the seeds. Now the third activity is manuring. What is manuring? The soil is deficient in nutrients due to the continuous sowing of crop. To overcome this shortage, farmer add manure and fertilizer to the land. This is called manuring. When a crop or a number of the crops are shown in the soil again and again, the roots, they take up the minerals from the soil, and when no minerals are added from outside, then the soil becomes deficient in the nutrients, and thus the fertility of the soil decreases. This is why, to meet out this shortage of the minerals in the soil, to grow a healthy crop, the farmer, they add manure and fertilizer time to time when they grow the crop. This addition of the manure or the fertilizer in the soil by the farmers is known as manuring. What we have now two words, manure and fertilizer. What do you understand by, what do you mean by manure and fertilizer, and what are the differences between them? Let me discuss. We take a comparative study of manure and fertilizer. We also call this manure compost. Compost or the manure are the same thing or the same substance. What is compost or what is manure? Compost is a natural substance formed by the decomposition of the organic materials, and this manure can be prepared in the fields itself. Sometimes you must have seen then the organic waste, like the agricultural waste, the leaves of the trees and the dungs of the animals. With the time, they naturally, the microorganisms, they decompose them into a blackish substance which is nutritious, very nutrition providing for the plants, and this blackish substance is known as humus. And fertilizers are the chemical substances which are made in factories with the help of the chemicals. The examples are urea, zinc, phosphate and DAP. DAP means diammonium phosphate. So in the very first definition, it is clear manure is a natural substance, fertilizer is a man-made or a synthetic substance made by the chemical substances. Compost, compost or manure, both I have said that both are the same substance. Compost creates humus in the soil and give rise to microorganisms, thereby improving the land formation. For the land to be fertile, the microorganisms, they play a very vital role, because the microorganisms, they are both for us, they are friends to us and the foes as well. But for the most of the microorganisms in the soil, they decompose the carbonic compounds in organic compounds into humus. Humus is it's a very nutritive substance for the growth of the plants. It makes the soil fertile. Humus is not produced. On the other hand, in case of fertilizer, humus is not produced by the use of fertilizer. They do not grow microorganism in the land, nor do they improve the formation of the land. And in case of manure, the third comparison, manure does not harm the crop even if it is applied in large quantity. Means if the farmer, they supply more manure in the field, they use more manure in the field, this will not cause any harm to the soil or to the crop yield. But on the other hand, in case of the fertilizer, the use of fertilizer in large quantity leads to desertification of the land or makes the land barren. Desertification of the land means, because the fertilizers are the chemicals, they are mostly alkaline in nature, or regular use of the fertilizer makes the soil more alkaline, and when the soil becomes more alkaline, then its fertility decreases. So it is the drawback of the fertilizer. So another, manure increases the water holding capacity of the land, because the humus is a porous substance. When the microorganism, they decompose naturally to the organic substances, the substance formed by the decomposition is humus, and humus is a porous substance. So being porous, it holds more water. So manure, use of the manure in the farm, it increases the water holding capacity of the land. On the other hand, fertilizers have no effect on the water holding capacity of the land. Means before or after the use of the fertilizer, what was the capacity of water holding capacity of the soil, it remains the same, it does not change, neither increase nor decreases. Another difference between manure and the fertilizer is that manure, the transportation of the manure is difficult, and the transportation of the fertilizer, yani fertilizers transport is easy. You must have seen sometimes the farmers, the manure which is prepared from the dung of the animals, it needs in large amount. They take in bulk, they take trolleys of the tractors and then carry into the fields. In the comparison, the fertilizers, these are the bags of about 50 kg, and a single bag of about 50 kg is enough for one acre area. So to carry that bag is easy in the comparison of the manure, which is to be carried in the trolleys with the tractor in a huge amount. So transportation in case of fertilizer is easy, because they are concentrated nutrients in the form of the chemicals. They are required very less in amount, and whereas the manure, they are required in large amount. So these are the differences between the fertilizer and the manure. So for the definition of the manure is concerned, let I once again tell you, manure are the natural substances which are formed by the decomposition of the organic material. Means you can do this activity as well. You must be having some waste in your kitchen, the waste of the vegetables, carry them, or you may have some cattle nearby you and take their dung and dig ground and keep that dung or organic waste from your kitchen in the in the dig, and after a few days you will notice that the coloration of the compound of the substance in the dig is changed. It is somewhat blackish in color, and it is porous as well. It is a natural phenomena being performed by the microorganisms, and it takes usually 2 weeks to 4 weeks. Now comes the next turn. We have taken a comparative study of the manure and the fertilizer. Now, after having studied both these two, we need to conclude which one is better, whether the manure or the fertilizer. Here is a question: the use of manure is more beneficial than fertilizers. Why? As we explained above, the fertilizer is more harmful than manure. Is more harmful means it is harmful for manure. It supplies nutrients only once, but when used in large quantity, it makes the land barren, while the use of manure causes the growth of the humus and microorganisms in the soil. As a result, land becomes fertile. Manure also increases the water holding capacity of the land. So, it is clear in the comparison of the fertilizers, the manure they naturally increases the fertility of the soil by increasing the growth of the microorganisms and by the formation of the humus in the soil. And in addition, it also increases the water holding capacity of the soil, and thus the use of manure is much more better in the comparison of the fertilizer. Now, there is another question: what is vermicomposting? Before I answer this, let I tell you what is composting. Just we studied earlierly. Composting is the natural decay of the organic matter in the humus. By the activity of the microorganisms. When the microorganisms they decompose the organic substance, it takes large time. It takes many days or even 2, 3, 4 weeks to decompose the organic substances. But if the same thing is done with the help of the red worms, the composting is done very soon. So making manure with the help of the red earthworm is called vermicomposting. Here we can give an example. You must have studied about the catalyst. Sometimes some reaction they are carried without catalyst, they go very slow, and when we use a catalyst, the reaction is speeded up. So it is like that. These earthworms, these are the creatures which are environment friendly and are the friends of farmer. They naturally they are natural factories, and they are like the factories of manure. When they grow in soil, they eat the soil and make it more fertile. Let we take by the help of a demonstration. Let we see what are the effect of the use of manure and the fertilizer. With the demonstration, demonstrate that the use of manure and fertilizer affect the growth of the plants. By an activity, prove this, that the use of the manure and the fertilizer leads to the growth of the plants. Let's see here. We can easily demonstrate. We sprout seeds of a plant and prepare navod beans. Navod beans are the very small plantlets. When you must have some time seen in your home that your mother she germinates moong. And these are called sprouts. When we take seed of any plant and provide the situation needed for the germination, the seed starts to germinate, and when the seed start to germinate, these are called sprouts. So we will first prepare the sprout. We sprout seeds of a plant and prepare navodbid, means we will prepare with the help of the seeds very small plantlets. Now we fill the soil in 3 cups of paper. The paper cup means the disposable cup we use for taking tea, and mark them A, B, C. Mark them A, B, C. Here is misprinting, students. Get it corrected. Let mark them A, B, C. Now we sow the buds of the plants in these 3 cups. In cup A, we add some fertilizer in the soil, and in cup B, we add a little manure, and in cup C, we take ordinary soil. After a few days, we will observe that in cup A and cup B, in which we added fertilizer and manure, there has been a lot of growth of plants in these cups, whereas in cup C, in which we took ordinary soil, the growth of the plants has remained normal or reduced. This activity shows that the manure and the fertilizers, these are beneficial in the growth of the plants. See here, it is a diagram. These are 3 cups A, B and C. In cup A and cup B, the size of the plantlets is nearly same, and the size of the plantlets which were shown on the same day, same time in all these 3 cups, but the growth of the plantlets in cup C is less, because in cup C we are having just the ordinary soil, whereas in cup and A and B having manure and fertilizer in them. This activity proves that use of manure and fertilizer, it increases the growth of the plant, it affects the growth of the plant, because the manure and the fertilizer, they are rich in nutrients, they provide more nutrients to the plants. When the nutrients are available in more amount, the growth is naturally more. So this activity well demonstrated that the manure and the fertilizer, they affect the growth of the plant. Now another topic, we have just studied that the fertilizers are the chemical substances. So give example of different type of the fertilizers. We have different types of the fertilizers in the market, and a few of them are popular, say as urea. These are the chemical names, not the brand name, but these are the chemical name. Urea, it is rich in nitrogen. Its formula is NH2CONH2. NH2CONH2 means it is having nitrogen, hydrogen, carbon and oxygen in it, and it is rich in nitrogen because nitrogen is that component which is required by the plants very much for the synthesis of the protein and for the growth. Another fertilizer is DAP. Here D stands for di, A stands for ammonium, P stands for phosphate. Diammonium phosphate. It is also fertilizer. It is rich in nitrogen because ammonia is containing nitrogen and phosphorus. It is rich in nitrogen and phosphorus. Another example of fertilizer is superphosphate. It is also rich in phosphorus. Another example is NPK. NPK stands for nitrogen, phosphorus, and K stands for potassium. K is the chemical symbol of potassium. NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. Another example of fertilizer is potash ammonium sulfate. It provides ammonia means nitrogen and potassium and sulfur. So these are the different types of the fertilizers: urea, DAP, superphosphate, NPK and potash ammonium sulfate. Now another question is irrigation. What is irrigation? It is the fourth activity. The first is preparation of the soil. The farmer prepares the soil, then he sows the seeds. The crop is grown, and to flourish that crop, the farmer adds manure and fertilizers. Now there is the fourth step. It is irrigation. The watering of the crop at different time intervals is called irrigation. Means likely that we take water in a day many of the times. Similarly, plants also need water because there is a process photosynthesis in which they take water from soil and carbon dioxide from air. So water is an essential component which a plant requires for photosynthesis and some other activities. So the farmers, they need to water the plants at different times so that the crop can grow properly. So this watering of the crops at different time of interval is called irrigation. What are the various sources of irrigation? The following are the sources of the irrigation: well, ponds, lakes, waterfalls, rivers, streams, and tube wells. And the most and very cheap and most effective is the rain. Rain is a natural source of irrigation, and it abundance the crop with the nutrients as well. Now there is a question about what percentage of water can be there in plants. So it is noticed on an average a plant may have 70 to 90% of the water. We must have studied about the human body that about 70% of the human body is containing water. Similarly is the case of the plants. This exact composition of the water in the plants, it may vary, but it is supposed to be there between 70 to 90%. Now what are the traditional methods of irrigation? Because as in the introduction of the video in the first part, I told you that the man had started growing the crops about 10,000 BC. So when he started cropping, so he should have adopted some way to irrigate the crops. So what are the traditional and the old method of the irrigation? The traditional methods of irrigation are motte, chain pump, dekli, and rahat. See here in this picture, it is a motte system of irrigation. In this in this picture, a person is holding a container of water. That's a big container and known as motte, and it drain water from the well. The motte is dropped in the well and then pulled with the help of the pools or animals or the human beings themselves. And this motte, it carries a large amount of the water in, and this is poured out manually in the farms. It was a traditional method. It was very laborious method. Then there's another traditional method. It is by the means of the chain pump. It was a method which was used to provide water to the crop from lower source of the water to higher land. Means when the level of the water was low at a place in its source, and it needed to be carried to a higher level, so that was the method which was used. And another is this is another method. It is called as rahat. By the help of the bull, this is a machine, the old machine. When it rotates, this when the bull rotates this, as you can see here in a circular path, the bull is moving this part of the machine, this part of the hat, and when the bull rotates, here is a wheel. It is containing many containers, and these containers they carry water from lower water source to and carry them up. So it was also a traditional method. Now it because there is a very strong need of green revolution, so with the time the irrigation method they have changed very much, and we have now very latest and full of technology. There are new methods of irrigation. These are called the modern method of irrigation. There are two modern, most famous two methods of irrigation. The first is sprinkle system and the another is drip system. These are the two modern methods of irrigation. So let me discuss first about the sprinkle system. Here is a question: which method of irrigation is the sprinkler system? Sprinkler system is a modern method of irrigation that is used at uneven location. In this method, water is sprinkled over the crop from the standing pipe with the help of nozzles. In this method, water from the tube well is sprinkled over the nozzle on the main pipe as if it is raining. This is why it is also called spraying method. See here, it is a well, tube well. It is a tube well. Well means well, kua, tube, pipe. We take water with the help of the pipe, pipes from a well with an electrical motor. So the pressure in the pipe is very high, and this main pipe it is connected with the other pipes which are narrow in diameter, and they carry some vertically inclined tubes, and at the top of that vertical pipes there are some nozzles. When there is a pressure of the water, these nozzles they rotate and the water is sprinkled over the crop, and it is sprinkled in such a way that it is raining. And this method is very beneficial when the land is uneven, means जब धरती समतल नहीं हो, when the land is not even, somewhere it is high and somewhere it is low, then the suitable method is sprinkle method. With the help of the pipe, vertical pipes having nozzle at their top, and the water is sprinkled. So it is a modern method, and it is also very beneficial because less water is required in the comparison of the traditional method, and it is very less manual because it needs less efforts. Now there is the second method of irrigation. The second modern method of irrigation is dripping method. So here is a question: what is the dripping method of irrigation? Answer is this: this method of irrigation is used in gardens and polyforms house. In this method, water is poured by the thin pipes drop by drop near the roots of the plants, so that not a single drop of water is wasted. This method proves very useful in places where there is lot of water scarcity. Means, see here, take a look of this picture. System is the same. Water is taken out from a well with the help of a pipe and electrical motor. It's an electrical water pump, and here instead of sprinkling, very fine pipes are connected with the main pipe, a number of the pipes, and they have very small holes, and these holes are near the roots of the plants. So water is dripped drop wise and very slowly and very near to the roots, so the water is not wasted, because in the sprinkle method a large amount of the water is evaporated in air, and because the roots are confined to a particular area around the plants to certain diameter, and the water it is sprinkled all over the all over the field. So the water which is not which cannot be absorbed by the roots of the plants is evaporated out, so it is also wastage of water. But in the drip system, the water is sent directly to the roots drop by drop, and it ensures the water is not wasted even in small amount. And it is now enough for the day, as the video is going very long. We will be there back again with the next video, third part of this chapter, and till then, goodbye and best of luck. And don't forget to subscribe the channel and go to the description box of the video, and there you will find a link, and in this link you can download a PDF file of this chapter free of cost. Get it downloaded, take it study, seriously read that PDF file, and then watch the video again, and the concept will be very easy for you to understand. And still, if you have any problem, you can write to me in the comment box, and I again request you, please subscribe the channel and watch the video again and again. And for those students who are having the language problem, they need not to worry. At the same channel in the playlist, the same video of the same chapter is also uploaded in Hindi language, so go and watch that video in Hindi language. That will make your concept more clear, and after watching that, when you will watch this, it will be very easy for you to understand the things. Okay, we will be back soon in the part 3. Have a great day.